Mindy says, weight loss is a difficulty category to advertise to. It is because it's very crowded also, Mindy. So the weight loss industry, just so you guys know, and I have been talking about this for quite a while already, requires in social media a powerful personal brand. If you don't put that in place, you're gonna have a tough time. So you can find people based on traits such as age, gender, relationship, status, education, workplace, job titles, and more. And we're gonna show you this live, a couple of examples of how this looks like, because they have developed this quite a bit and they have tried to get more data of people along the way so they can present us with more information about the person. Demographics, interests, behaviors, more categories. And you can see how it starts breaking down. Demographics breaks down into education, financial, life events, parents, political, relationships, work. And you can see how each one breaks, for example, education level breaks into field of study, schools, undergrad years. Financial breaks into income. And this one right here is one of my favorite ones right now, for example, because if you have a cheap product, you have a Walmart type product, or let's say on the other side, you have a very expensive product. For example, here's a hot tip for Sergio, $495 program is still a lot of money, right? That will be considered high ticket. Well, you wanna make sure that you click on that button right there. And you can use that as an actual audience, because when you select income, you're gonna be able to target based on zip code demographics of income. So it looks at the entire IRS data, government data of zip code income per household. And then you can actually go ahead and target that data. That's an absolute underutilized asset. Very cheap product that it's like $20, or you have discounts and coupons and bargains and you have all those things. Well, you wanna try those things out. You can go and exclude all the top 90% people and just go after the bottom 10%. No disrespect for the people that don't make a lot of money. This is data that's right there, all right? That data is available to you. You wanna go and target, for example, we have a doctor that he offers stem cell treatments. These treatments are $7,000 each one. And in many cases, insurance does not cover it. We need qualified people. What do? We go after people that have pain, but we also include people that are in the top 10%. When you do that, you're gonna have an audience which is big enough depending on your area, and you're talking to people that you know are in upscale areas of that section. That way, you eliminate all the ones that are not gonna be qualified people. Man, you guys cannot underestimate the value of making very exclusive targeting audiences. If you just go broad, and if you keep on adding interest just because you're desperate to get results, you're gonna miss out on what the power of social media advertising really is. And that's what we're doing this training today, because I see a lot of people making mistakes. They create one campaign, they do one audience, they throw in their 78 different interests, and then they start creating one ad or two ads, and it becomes a mess. And then you get results and you're like, I think that adding that audience, the Walmart audience, was good, but I don't know because I have another 73 audiences in there, so I will never know. You don't have that data. So when you don't actually separate the audiences, you are really running blind marketing. You're not really able to determine what gave you the audience that gave you results. So if you actually focus on finding out very specific audiences, you can literally say, oh, Walmart audience interested in Walmart didn't work. People that are Amazon Prime members, this one worked. This one didn't work. Oh, we actually targeted TJ Maxx, did not work. Oh, JCPenney, they went bankrupt, but it's still an interest, worked. So let me go in that direction. So that's something that you can actually focus on, guys, just to make sure that you get the correct data in place, all right? Income is hot right there. Life events. A lot of people use these events, especially when they have like small consumable products. It's actually a very hot one right here. If you have like good impulse buy products that are in the $10, $20 range that are very easy for people to consume, these ones are great ones to explore. For example, anniversary. Somebody that is actually they have an upcoming anniversary. Well, Facebook has a lot of that data. Not everybody has that data in there, but they have enough data to give you an audience. So if you want to find, let's say, a cool little present or something that the wife wants to do for the husband or whatever it is, that could work. Even maybe higher ticket items that are like jewelry and things like that could work with an audience like that. Birthdays, people that have birthdays coming up, friends of people that have a birthday, long distance relationships, new jobs, etc. This thing goes on and on and on. This is just a little screenshot that we gave you guys to give you an idea. For example, you look at politics, likely to engage with political content, liberal, with moderate, conservative, liberal. And you know how they have that data? Because they see your behavior. They see everybody's behavior. If I see a Trump video and I engage with it, they're gonna put me on the right spot. And now people can target me with that data. So let's say that you're a politician and you wanna make sure that the Republicans know the sleazeballs that the Democrats are, or the Democrats wanna know that sleazeballs the Republicans are. Hey, I'm not a politician at all, not interested. Just the other day I found out what the difference between the parties are, honestly, all right? Puerto Rico doesn't talk about Democrats or Republicans. So not saying that to create a political war here. But I'm telling you guys that this is how they use that data. So they can try to convince the other side to join the good guys, all right? That's basically how it works. Work employers, for example, like employers of IBM, employers of Apple, employers of this one. That data is there, even employees of. So you can even target specifically people that are part of an organization. If you want to find decision makers because you have a very high software or a program or something that you want to be able to reach these people, that's something that you have that data in there also. Job titles, you can have chief marketing officers there, marketers, you can have graphic designers, you can have like social media marketers, you can have fashion designers, no matter what it is. There's a lot of job titles in there and you can open that up and we will show you in a second the different options that show up in that one if you want to talk to these people specifically. Okay, find people based on what they're into, such as hobbies, favorite entertainment, and more. Let me see how people are doing so far. Mindy says, weight loss is a difficulty category to advertise to. It is because it's very crowded also, Mindy. So the weight loss industry, just so you guys know, and I have been talking about this for quite a while already, requires in social media a powerful personal brand. If you don't put that in place, you're gonna have a tough time. You need to become a Dr. Axe, a Frank Suarez, a Dr. Berg. Otherwise, guys, it becomes a challenge. You can build an Amazon brand and you're gonna be okay. And maybe if you are really ninja with ranking strategies and other things, you might do well. But in social media, the supplement brand is such a cutthroat, intense, it's something else when it comes to weight loss and energy in that world. And it also has to do with ingesting things in your body that people tend to trust personal brands. They trust my dad. They don't question it. Whatever we sell them, they buy it because my dad has built that credibility. I have seen, Mindy, I have seen over and over again, supplement brands fail off of Amazon because they don't build this personality. They don't build a personal brand. So I'm telling you from my years of experience in this world, that's what it really takes. The good news is that, Mindy, you are a powerhouse and you are a content creator and you have a big group and a following and you have all these things that you've been building and that's what you have to keep on pushing all over. So it was just one part of the sentence, but you said, any tips with targeting that you have found useful with Natural Slim? Not Nutri-Slim, in the Natural Slim. Isn't there a brand called Nutri-Slim? No, it's Nutri-System. Nutri-System, that's right. Powerful tips. Well, my strategy, Mindy, has been to get my dad seen by people. That's my strategy. But it's all about getting the content seen by people. And then we retarget them. We get them to familiarize themselves with my dad and his delivery and his value, and then we sell them. So we do top of the funnel audiences, just like we talked about at the beginning of the webinar, meaning that we do interest-based targeting to find people interested in weight loss, in energy, in health, in supplements, in nature, in organic, and all these subjects. And then we also do interest based on pages. For example, if you go after people interested in Dr. Axe, people interested in Oprah Winfrey, I don't know, the list goes on. You can find people that are interested in a subject, and then generally subjects that are connected with health and wellness. And you can go after those pages also and add them into your targeting, but just for top of the funnel exposure of who you are. And then you can start building retargeting campaigns along the way to get them into your world. And what I would do, Mindy, for established brands that have their own e-commerce already going and you have a customer base, the number one thing that I will focus on is, if you already have sales going on, is keep on having Facebook get updated with your customer base, and then keep on having lookalike audiences from those customers. That has to be your number one focus, because that's what Facebook is going to use to help you find customers that are like your existing ones. That's what I would do. Yes. I'll forgive you, Mindy, especially because you sent me plants in Christmas. She says, so sorry for the wrong brand name. Just keep on sending me that plant on Sunday, on Christmas, and I'll keep on forgiving you. By the way, Mindy, that one died. It passed away, but it bloomed, and it was absolutely beautiful. She knows it, by the way. I asked her for advice. She knows that it bloomed, and it was beautiful, and it was incredible, and then we lost it. All right, we tried. Amaryllis, she says, it's amaryllis. It's an amaryllis. It is a bulb. It's a bulb, and then it kept on growing, but then it didn't. Yeah, she says it will not live. It was expected. Okay. All right, great. Good. So let's keep going, guys. This world is so massive that we can literally not break it down. So it has a lot of different options. This is a few examples on the interest category. So for example, if you go to business and industry and you select that one, advertising, agriculture, architecture, aviation, and it goes on all the way to Z, A to Z. If you go to entertainment, games, live events, movies, like let's say, for example, you have an app and you wanna, it's an app that is a game. Come on, guys, you have the data right there. People are interested in watching TVs. If you have a Netflix type program, or you wanna sell movies, or you wanna sell music, right? You got all this data over here. We use that a lot for our existing clients. We have a social media celebrity who's a major influencer and a major musician himself. He's one of the top Grammy, 23 Grammy Awards, and he's one of the top musicians in the world of jazz. And we use a lot of this data to find people to get connected with his music, to get interested in his music, but not to sell them anything. We first get them connected with Chick Corea, get them to like Chick, and then we invite them into our offers products, because we have a Chick Corea Academy. You guys check it out, 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡.com. We put the content out there, we get them interested, we got them to say, wow, this guy is a legend, because he is incredible. And then we say, hey, would you like to learn from Chick directly? Let's say that I didn't do that top of the funnel, and I just start with, hey, would you like to learn from Chick directly? Why the heck would make me think that you want to learn from me, right? Why? Why would you guys be interested if I haven't put myself in front of you and I haven't shown you my superpower? I got to show you what I can do for you first. If I don't show you that, what makes me entitled to get your money? Nothing, not in social media. So as much as you understand that, guys, these are top of the funnel audiences. You want to put yourself in front of them so you can let them know how good of a business you have, how good of a person you are, and that you really want to make an impact in their lives. That's what it's all about. Family and relationships, wow. I mean, this is borderline something that could worry people, right? Like dating, family, fatherhood, friendship, marriage, motherhood, parenting. Whoa. Fitness and wellness, bodybuilding, meditation, physical exercise, physical fitness, running. If you guys haven't dove into it, okay, John is correcting me right here. This is a world of data. Now, I'll tell you guys, this is a good time right now for me to give you a breakdown on what I have been noticing recently in regards to campaign structure. I'm gonna make a new diagram here before I go on. And let me change the color on this. So structure. This is what I'm doing across all our campaigns right now. And I have personally done this wrong before, and I have taught you personally myself, I admit, I have taught you incorrectly this, but that's marketing. I have learned and I have seen the difference, and I'm ready to correct this. So this is a strategy right now, how you want to structure a campaign. It is one objective. Let's say that objective is, I want to grow my messenger list. Why messenger? Because messenger, I can bring them in using ManyChat, and I can extract phone numbers and emails, all of it in one platform. It is literally 3 birds with one stone. That's the beauty of it. You cannot do that if you bring them into a funnel. You can get two birds with one stone. You can bring them on Messenger. You can bring them on a landing page, click funnels, get the phone numbers and get the emails. But Messenger just takes that to another level. So we're gonna do one campaign. And this is the objective. And you wanna do the whole thing as a CBO. And we had talked about this recently, but the CBO is basically going to be something that you can do also for scaling. Now, if you wanna discover new audiences, you can scratch off the CBO. Listen to this. Without the CBO, you're gonna be able to get enough data about the performance of the audience. If you make this a CBO, anybody does not know what CBO is? Anybody? Don't be afraid, raise your hand. CBO, everybody, okay, good. Campaign budget optimization, meaning that you're letting Facebook determine where they're going to spend the money across the audiences. You are taking the control out of your hands as a marketer, and you're giving that control to Facebook. You don't get to decide anymore how much money you spend on an audience. The algorithm spends it for you. They determine how much is spent. That's CBO. When you do top of the funnel, new audience discovery, do not do CBO. Important, all right? We talked about that recently, right, Rob? Okay. You wanna do audience over here, audience. Okay, let's say that we have 5 audiences over here. These 5 audiences over here, you can do maybe up to 8. It's okay. These 5 audiences are gonna be different. Wow, that's horrible. You get the idea. These 5 audiences are going to be, each of them, depending on your audience size. Because if you have a small city, for example, let's say a chiropractic office, you're not gonna do millions of people in there. But if you have a nationwide, I think Sergio mentioned something about a 5% lookalike. That's a really damn big audience. That's huge. I will break that down into a bunch of them because a 5% lookalike means 5% of the country. So they're gonna find, out of 220,000 people, they're gonna find the top 10 point something million people that look the most like, is it 10? What is 5% of 220,000? Anybody? Quick math. 5 is way like 12, like 100, like a million, 11 million, something like that, right? I don't know. Marketing is our strength, not math. All right. So let's say 11 million people, 5% of 220 million people. All right. If there's a marketing genius, it's going to be like, oh, Manuel, come on. It's like 12.254, right? Somebody's saying 10 to 12 million. All right. I'll be saying 10 to 12 million. Okay. So if you have a 5% lookalike, you are going over a wide audience, man. It's so wide that you're going to have qualified people, not qualified people. It's like all over the place. Instead of doing that, you need to split that up, man. And you need to do, you need to get a 1% lookalike, a 2% lookalike, a 3% lookalike, a 4% and a 5%. And now you bring it down to 2 million people, each audience. So now we're talking 2 mil, 2 mil, 2 mil. 2 mil. You get the idea. You got 5 audiences in here, 1 objective. You spend a certain amount of money on each one, $50 a day, depending on your budget. I mean, Sergio said that he had like a $10,000 budget. I don't know if that's like over the lifetime of the campaign or whatever. You figure that out and you let Facebook get you enough data. Now, what I do is that I put a maximum of 3 ads in this campaign. Okay, good so far? So we got 1 objective, we got 5 audiences, and a maximum of 3 ads that are going to rotate between each one. What you want to do on this particular example here is that this one is going to be an image. This one is going to be a video. And this one can be a carousel. Looks like that, right? So now you have 3 different creatives with different copy each one, so you can test it out, and it's gonna be rotated, and you're gonna know which one is performing the best. This is the overall campaign structure for a top of the funnel audience. Now, if you do a bottom of the funnel audience or middle of the funnel, meaning middle of the funnel, lead generation, bottom of the funnel, conversion, purchases, sales, right? So if we do a bottom of the funnel, there's one major element that changes. Here, you can do all your audiences. They don't have to be lookalikes. They're gonna be custom audiences, your website purchasers, your leads, your subscribers on Messenger, your most engaged fans. These are your hot audiences right here, right? Well, now you're gonna add one element, and that element is called CBO. And now you do a budget across the entire campaign, $250 per day. And at this point, since you're going for an actual exact number and you already have the warm audiences, you already found your warm audiences, you created them, you built them, you spend money on them. At that point, now you can actually start generating some sales and let Facebook determine where they spend the money, because they're gonna go based on results. So they're gonna put all the money on the right one. This is something that I learned last week talking to Facebook with a big Facebook rep that helps me with my accounts. If you have too many campaigns in a CBO, too many audiences in a CBO, listen to this, your campaign is on a learning phase until every single audience inside that campaign is doing at least 50 conversions every 7 days. Whoa, I don't know if any of you guys are accomplishing these numbers, but to generate 50 purchases times 5, 250 purchases, I understand that a lot of you guys are not there every 7 days. If you don't have 50 here, 50 here, 50 here, 50 here, 50 here, even though this one maybe has 178 conversions, the entire campaign is still learning. Check that out. So Facebook will not be able to get your results if they have only 23 over here, not as many results, and still in that process of learning along the way. So the reason why you don't want to go beyond 5, 6 campaigns, 6 audiences, is because if you have too many of them, it takes a very long time and a lot of conversions of whatever your objective is until that thing gets off into more of a stable production of results. So this is the bottom of the funnel or middle of the funnel is a CBO campaign. When it's top of the funnel, you do not want to do CBO, and you want to let Facebook spend the money on each one of these audiences so you can get data across your ads. Do not do more than 3. If you do more than 3, you're giving Facebook too much to play around with, and you end up getting hurt by it, all right? One objective, 5 audiences, 3 creatives, and that's it, and that's how you create every single campaign. And if you're gonna create a new campaign, then you gotta make sure that you are excluding the other audiences that are on this one, on that other campaign, because otherwise you're gonna get a problem with what they call audience overlap, which if you don't know what that is, this is an audience right here. Let's say a lookalike audience of 1%. And then you create another lookalike audience. This is a lookalike audience of video watchers. And then let's say now you have a lookalike audience that you create of website visitors. What happens if you do a separate campaign with the same ad and the same products and services is that these guys right here go like this. And now you have this lookalike 1% website visitors overlapping the lookalike video watchers, and now you're competing with the same spot. So make sure that if you're opening other campaigns, you are excluding the audiences on that other campaign from this one. Hope that makes sense.